We are back to December. It is an absolutely beautiful day in Vancouver, and I wanted to do something a bit different than usual. Now, Taylor Swift will be coming to town in less than a fortnight, and something that has popped up in anticipation are 13 different signs in reference to her songs, each one of them adorned with a code. The end game, tap with your phone to enter for a chance to win tickets to one of the 3 shows happening on December 6th, 7th, and 8th. Fancying ourselves Swifties, my wife and I decided to spend the afternoon hunting down all 13 of these Swiftcouver signs. We could drive, we could walk, we could even take transit, but the best way to get the job done happens to be the best way to see Vancouver, on a bike. So, let's go find them and join us for a little tour of the city we call home. So allegedly there's 13 different locations in which you can find these signs, and the first one that we're heading to is one of my favorite places in the city, a place that I know very well. This is Granville Island. There's a market, there's theaters, there's restaurants, there's even some industry. If you're coming to Vancouver, you can't miss Granville Island. We knew the rough locations of each sign, though the first one was a bit more elusive than it should have been. Is it inside there or is it outside?
Is it in the Pittsburgh?
I don't know if it's inside or outside.
I wonder if it's around the back.
Yeah, let's take a look. The first sign was between the kids' market and the duck pond, in a location that can only be described as apt. And as we filled the first stamp in our book, there was a feeling reminiscent of Pokemon Go, as many people had the same idea. All right, so our next stop is Science World. If you've ever seen a picture of Vancouver, you have probably seen Science World. Built in 1985 for the preparation of the 1986 World Expo, it now hosts a science center, parks, and stunning views of the city. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm a fan of Taylor Swift. I have been since I was a teenager, but I've never had the chance to see her in concert. Now, my wife and I went to Amsterdam. One reason was to go see Taylor Swift. Obviously, our friend only had one ticket, and my wife got to go. I sadly sat outside the arena, and while it was somewhat sad to see, a lot of young girls crying who weren't going inside because they didn't have tickets, it was also kind of beautiful to see people hanging out, singing together. It was pretty cool. After a wonderful ride along Falls Creek with daylight shining down, we made it to stop number 2. All right, our next stop is Yaletown. It's a place I know all too well, and it's a really awesome glimpse when you look at the past and see how much the city's changed over the years. Seeing an aerial of that part of town compared to now, it's pretty mind-blowing. We continued along Falls Creek, passing by the tents of Cirque du Soleil, which I highly recommend, eventually reaching the trendy upscale neighborhood of Yaletown. Oh, here we go. And look at this. Not only do we get a little piece of Taylor Swift action, this road is closed to cars. Boom. Success. I gotta say, this place makes me feel enchanted. So as we leave this honest-to-goodness pedestrian street, or at least car-free street, the keen-eyed of you might have noticed that we're not taking the most direct route. We might have skipped one, perhaps, and there's a reason for that, and we'll get to that at the end. But the next one we're going to is in the West End, near English Bay, and, it's a popular spot, especially in the summer. Let's go see how busy it is today. And along the way, we rode the Beach Avenue bike lane. Built during the pandemic, it's one of the most popular bike lanes in the city, and come on, it offers a beautiful view. And when we arrived at English Bay Beach, we were not only met with Cardigan, fill in our 4th blank space, but the amazing laughter sculptures were also decorated with friendship bracelets. So we've got 4, we've knocked off the peripheral ones. The rest of them are pretty clustered, so it'll be quick to get one after another. So from here, we're going to take a little detour through the edge of Stanley Park to get to the other side of the downtown peninsula. Now, Stanley Park is a great place to go for a bike ride, just to ride through it, but there is this seawall. It's an absolutely beautiful ride, 10 kilometers around the park. Now, we used to have a separated bike lane on the road through the park as well that popped up during
during COVID, but we have an anti-hero of a mayor who thought we should just take that out, so that's too bad.
I can't stress this enough. If there's only one place you're going to bike in Vancouver, it's the Stanley Park seawall. Go check it out.
Now, while we started over at Granville Island, if you're actually interested in renting a bike, this is the area to do it. Or an e-scooter. There's plenty of spaces in this area where you can get it for the day and just have a great time. Where was I? Oh yeah, the other option is Moby Bikes, which is a bike share program throughout Vancouver, and some of them are very conveniently placed for this, as we saw at the last one.
Apparently there is even a week-long concert pass for just $20 you can get right now. And to hit all these spots efficiently, it might look like this, which includes a ride on the Aquabus across False Creek.
Here we are, Swiftcouver. Now this is a beautiful place here, the convention center. Absolutely stunning views. Come here at night and you will see the sparks fly, I guarantee it. Now this is a place where you'll often see people walking on the bike path here, this cycle track. And like, I don't blame them, it's massive. Look, it's huge. And look how much space there is for people. Like, it's about the same, but look at all the stuff that's in the way. There's these benches and stuff. Back that way, there's these giant poles. And, well, hey, I love bike lanes. I think this one could be a bit narrower, at least in this context.
After a few minutes on the bike, we made it to number 6.
I hope Ken Sim came here to take a picture. It'd be a good fit. So this one was just a short walk from Anti-Hero. Here we're at Flyover at the end of the convention center. Walk here. Betty! It's Betty!
Oh, it's your favorite.
It is my favorite. No shame. So we're leaving the convention center and our next stop is Bentall Center or something? I don't know. I've actually never heard of it. I've gone by it, but I didn't know what it was. To get there, we get to take this nice separated cycleway.
Well, that only lasted a couple blocks, but we found number 8, Karma. And from there, we continue down Burrard to find the next, but not before passing Robson, a popular place to shop or find yourself at one of the great restaurants along the street.
Next up, we're going to the Sheraton on Burrard here. And again, we're taking a circuitous route. We could have got this one after we were in Yaletown, but again, we wanted to take the scenic route. It was just so much nicer. It's Lover. There it is. Now this street here isn't the best bicycle route. I recommend only the most fearless to ride here. There's much better places to ride. Now this is a bike route for a love story. Now we're coming up to Robson Square, which is a pedestrianized area right by the art gallery. It's a very busy spot in downtown Vancouver. Here's the art gallery. There's something going on here. You know, there's protests and stuff happening in Vancouver all the time. Drivers honking at you when you're on your bike, but you know what? Just gotta shake it off. And if you're wondering where the next one is from here, it's literally just like right across the street. Here we are. Down bad.
Next up, we needed to find the penultimate sign, which was supposedly in Gastown.
See, we have bike lights here in Vancouver, and they work like just any city. Don't go when they turn red. Here, the edge of Gastown. Maybe we'll skip around this way and see if we can find it. I don't know exactly where it is. We're coming up to Gastown here, and this is obviously a really popular spot for tourists. Basically the old core of the city. And something we got here is a somewhat famous clock, steam-powered clock. There it is.
And apart from the clock, this is a great place to hit boutiques, souvenir shops, restaurants, and bars.
It's gotta be around here somewhere.
Yes, I do.
Where?
It's right across the street.
Oh. Oh, it's just easy. Easy. All right, that was 12. We have one more to go, number 13, which is at, of course, BC Place.
And heading towards BC Place, I think it's worth noting that this area near Gastown, especially along Hastings, is where much of the unhoused population lives. But after a nice little ride, we made it to the 13th and final sign. This is it. This is BC Place, Terry Fox Square, and this is where Taylor Swift is going to play her last 3 shows of the Eras Tour. It's sad. It is. But you know what?
Also amazing.
Amazing, yes. Unfortunately, I did not secure tickets, but I'm a real tough kid. I can handle my shit. And if you're one of the lucky people who are going, I hope you have the time of your life. Bask in the afterglow, and whether you're on a bike or not, enjoy your time in Vancouver. And with that, my name is Nick. Thanks for watching.